and call it to order, and then Kyle will give us instructions.
Okay, so this is Commissioner Kelly Irby. I will go ahead and call the March 18th meeting of the Historic Resource Commission to order and turn things over to Kyle.
Thank you very much. Give me just 1 second. Hello, my name is Kyle Kobe, and I'll be helping facilitate the Zoom video portion of this meeting. Joining me live from the City Commission room is Lynn Braddock-Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator. We will work alongside the chair, who's on remote video, to facilitate the meeting proceedings. This meeting is being recorded and broadcast live on the city's YouTube channel and public access cable channel 25. During the meeting, please mute yourself by clicking on the microphone icon found in the lower left-hand corner of the Zoom menu next to the video icon. When you are muted, a red line will appear over the icon. This will make it easier for everyone to hear the meeting. Just remember to unmute if and when you want to speak. In the menu, you can also turn your camera on or off by clicking the video icon located next to the microphone icon. For the purposes of this public meeting, please keep your video on for the duration. If you are participating by phone, you can enter *6 to mute and unmute your phone. Somewhere on your Zoom screen, you will also see a choice to toggle between speaker and gallery view. Speaker view shows the active speaker. Gallery view tiles all of the meeting participants. Commissioners, you must state your name and title each time you speak. Members of city staff must also state their name and title each time they speak. I would also ask that applicants and members of the public identify themselves each time before they speak to ensure that everyone is able to follow along. When public comment is sought on an item, individuals participating via Zoom should use the Raise Your Hand feature. Windows and Mac users can access this feature through the Participants button at the bottom of their screen. Android and iPhone users can access this feature through the More button located at the bottom right corner of their screen. For those calling in by phone, you may dial *9. Individuals will be called upon by name in the order they appear on the meeting host screen. When you are called on, please unmute your listening device and state your name before speaking. Chair will then call for in-person public comment for those who are physically present. Staff will direct you to the podium to speak while following social distancing and safety protocols. All motions need to be stated clearly. After a motion is made and seconded, the chair will call on each commissioner individually to provide their vote and will then announce whether the motion carried and the count of the vote. I want to again remind everyone to please mute yourself when you're not speaking, and I'll now turn the meeting back over to the chair.
Commissioner Irby, thank you, Kyle. Lynn, I believe I need to take attendance, correct?
Lynn Braddock-Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator, yes, you need to take attendance.
Okay, so, and I believe we have a new commissioner tonight. Is that true? Neil Etzel, are you a new commissioner?
Yes, Commissioner Neil Ezell.
Ezell. Okay, welcome. So I'll call on you first, Commissioner Neil Ezell. Can you state that you're present?
I am present.
Great. Commissioner Jay Hawley.
Jay Hawley, present.
Commissioner Holder.
Commissioner Holder, present.
Commissioner Foster.
Commissioner Foster, present.
And I, Commissioner Irby, are present. Lynn, I believe all others are absent. Is that correct?
Lynn Braddock.
Historic Resources Administrator, yes. Commissioner Meyer and Commissioner Buchanan Young are absent this evening.
Okay, thank you. So we'll now move on to the communications part of the agenda. Lynn, it looks like we have some communications from the State Historic Preservation Officer. Do we just accept these? I know the first one we are asked to comment on.
Lynn Braddock-Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator. Yes, you do have communication from the State Historic Preservation Office about a National Register nomination for the McQuillan Farmstead. Typically, the Historic Resources Commission has read these nomination forms and provides comment to the Historic Sites Board of Review as to if they support the nomination. You have done that by a vote and directing staff to draft a letter for the chair to sign.
Okay, Commissioner Irby, thank you, Lynn. So commissioners, I guess I'll turn it to you for discussion about whether we are in support of this nomination.
This is Commissioner Foster. I will move to confirm the design review application.
Commissioner Irby, I'll
Commissioner
second.
Hawley.
Oh. Okay, so then is there any more discussion about this?
This is Commissioner Holder. I'm in favor of this listing or this submission of the National Register form.
Okay, I am as well. So I guess we will move to a vote then. All those in favor of the motion to request that staff write a letter of support for this nomination, say aye. We'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Foster,
Commissioner Foster, aye.
Commissioner Ezell,
Commissioner Ezell, aye.
Commissioner Holder,
Commissioner Holder, aye.
and Commissioner Hawley.
Commissioner Hawley, aye.
Okay, the motion carries for 5-0. Thank you. I think that will be a great nomination. Okay, does anyone have any ex parte communications to disclose? Okay, hearing none. Does anyone have a declaration of abstentions for items on the agenda? Okay, hearing none. I don't believe there are any committee reports to receive. So we can move on to the next part of the agenda, which is the consent agenda. Hopefully you've had a chance to review the administrative approvals. Can I get a motion to, do we need a motion for this?
Lynn Braddock Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator.
Yes, we do.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
This is Commissioner Holder. I move to confirm the attached design review applications, which have been administratively reviewed and approved by staff.
This is Commissioner Foster. I'll second that.
Okay, we will now take a vote. Commissioner Ezell,
Commissioner Ezell, aye.
Commissioner Foster,
Commissioner Foster, aye.
Commissioner Holder,
Commissioner Holder, aye.
Commissioner Hawley,
Commissioner Hawley, aye.
and Commissioner Irby, aye. So the motion carries 5-0. Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone present who wishes to make public comment?
Kyle Kobe, Planning. There is nobody present in the City Commission room to speak at this time, and I do not see any digital hands being raised via Zoom.
Thank you. We will next move to public hearing items. There is one item on the agenda. Lynn.
Lynn Braddock Zollner, Historic Resources.
Resources Administrator. This is DR 21-00056, 1039 Pennsylvania Street. It's new construction and it's being reviewed for certificate of appropriateness. The property is located in the environs of the Sargent S. Whitcomb House at 1029 Delaware Street. The application was submitted by David Clemente on behalf of Bended Branch LLC, the property owner of record. The applicant is requesting to construct a new residential structure on the property located at 1039 Pennsylvania Street. The proposed structure is contemporary in design. The footprint of the structure would be 1,539 square feet with a total impervious coverage of the lot at 2,703 square feet. It would have a complex roof design of 3 intersecting shed roofs. The primary shed roof would shed east to west. The roof material would be 3D composition shingles and would have smart trim fascia board with 5-inch aluminum gutters. The applicant has indicated the proposed windows would be a vinyl composite material. Siding materials would consist of cedar lap siding, cultured stone veneer, and composite sheet siding with vertical bats. The highest point of the structure would be 19 feet 3 inches. The information in your staff report shows that you're reviewing this under Standard 9 of Chapter 22, Section 505B. And staff reviewed this for its compatibility with size, scale, color, material, and character of the neighborhood and the environs. And there are illustrated design criteria in Chapter 22 that were also in your staff report. Overall, staff finds that the proposed project is compatible with the environs of the listed property, the size, scale, massing, materials, setback, and height are all appropriate and compatible for the environs. Staff did note there were a couple things about the design that were atypical for the environs, and that was the platform. And the platform in the neighborhood is more of an elevated platform, and this is more of a ground level platform. But that is a character defining element of this contemporary design, and so staff felt that that was appropriate. The other things mentioned in the staff report that were of note, sorry. I'm sorry, I lost my place. I apologize. The proposed project is compatible. Staff did note in the staff report that staff never recommends vinyl windows. It should be noted, however, that the commission reviewed a very similar project on the lot to the north of this project that did have vinyl windows, and in an email from the applicant, he explains that these windows will be the same as the windows that you approved for that structure. There was a photograph in the information in the packet that showed the completed product for that property to the north, and as you can tell, the windows that the applicant used in there look appropriate for the design of this contemporary structure. So with that, I'd be happy to stand for any questions you may have.
Commissioner Irby, thank you, Lynn. Does anyone have questions for Lynn? Should we bring it back to the commission to discuss, or do we need a motion first?
Lynn Braddock Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator. Now is when you would ask for comment from the applicant and public comment.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. Commissioner Irby, is there anyone who would like to make public comment, or, sorry, is the applicant present? Would the applicant like to comment? Is there anyone from the public who would like to comment?
Kyle Covey with Planning. There are still no individuals here to speak on this item, and I am not seeing any.
Applicants present. I don't have any comments at this time.
And I do not see anybody raising their hands digitally in Zoom to speak on this either.
Commissioner Irby, thank you. Commissioners, does someone want to make a motion, or should we discuss?
This is Commissioner Foster.
I just have a question about the vinyl windows. David calls them vinyl composite windows. Are they like Anderson FiberX windows? Is that what they are? David, can you hear me? wondered if there was a delineation between vinyl composite and vinyl windows.
They very well could be. Wood windows that's technology from 2 centuries away, 2 centuries ago. And a vinyl window has thermal breaks, so just a much more efficient window.
Okay.
I'm having a little.
Commissioner Irby, it seems the applicant might be having some technical issues. Can you hear us okay? Then do you know if is the applicant able to speak?
I can hear you okay, but I believe I'm delayed in my response to you.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say about the windows or anything else?
No, just I'm fine just because I'm having a hard time communicating.
Any other questions, commissioners?
This is Commissioner Holder. I don't have any questions. I'm actually in favor of the recommendation that staff has put forth.
Okay. Would anyone like to make a motion or would you like me to do it?
I do have one question. This is Commissioner Hawley. With Commissioner Holder, with that in favor, curious just how you're considering the motion. Does the motion include staff's recommendation regarding vinyl windows, or would that be a stipulation?
This is Commissioner Holder. How I interpret we haven't made a motion yet, but how I interpret the action is that it is a recommendation, but the approval would be in accordance with Chapter 22. But that on record, we can or could not include that recommendation for vinyl windows, but it's not something that they would be held to. Is that correct, Lynn?
Lynn Braddock-Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator. You would need
To include in your motion, if you want to have the applicant not use vinyl windows, staff would recommend, based on your previous approvals, that you would consider that and perhaps make a motion where they did not have to use, where they could use the vinyl windows.
Commissioner Irby, thank you. So are people comfortable with that part of it, that recommendation?
This is Commissioner Foster. I am in approval of the submission as submitted, as designed, without the staff recommended stipulations.
Commissioner Holder, I feel the same.
Commissioner Ezell, I do too.
Okay, then does somebody want to make, Commissioner Irby, does somebody want to make a motion?
Yes, I can. This is Commissioner Holder, and I move that in accordance with Chapter 22 of the Code of the City of Lawrence, the standards of evaluation, find that the proposed project will not significantly encroach upon, damage, or destroy the landmark or its environs, and issue the certificate of appropriateness for the proposed project as it was submitted.
Commissioner Irby, I second. We will now take roll call vote. Commissioner Hawley.
Commissioner Hawley, aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Commissioner Ezell, aye.
Commissioner Foster.
Commissioner Foster, yes.
Okay, the motion carries 5-0.
Oh, I think we have to vote.
Do we, even though we made the motion? All right, Commissioner Holder.
Commissioner Holder, aye.
And Commissioner Irby, aye. All right, now the motion carries 5-0. Thank you for the help, Commissioner Holder. That concludes the public hearing part of the agenda. I don't believe there are any miscellaneous items on the agenda. Lynn, is that correct?
Lynn Braddock Zollner, Historic.
Resources Administrator. The only item I have is that the marker at the swimming pool that you reviewed several months ago has been installed. So I know you all went by and looked at the one at Grover Barn. So now it's time to go look at the one at the swimming pool. It looks really good, and I think the project turned out really well.
Commissioner Irby, I get to see the marker on my morning jog, and I agree that it looks really great. I do have a question, Lynn. Is there a timetable for moving back in person with these meetings?
Lynn Braddock Zollner, Historic Resources Administrator. We have not been given a timetable yet when the meetings will come back into the commission room.
Commissioner Irby, okay, thank you. Does anyone else have a miscellaneous item? So then I believe we can adjourn. Thanks, everybody. Do we need to? Yep.
Welcome, Neil.
Thank you.
See everyone next month.